If you don't make noise, not concern me. Nyoi. Nyoi. Okay, good evening. I was asked to come and speak about what all of us as designers, beyond creativity, beyond design, beyond your ability to use pixels, your ability to create on Photoshop, Figma, CorelDRAW, calculator, abacus, pen and paper, whatever it is that you use to create, right? Beyond your ability to use some of these tools, what are the things that you should look forward to in 2026? And one of the things that I find very interesting, about this topic. Mary says she can't hear anything. What you mean, girl? What you mean? Is this a general thing? Can anybody else hear me or not?
We can hear you, ma. I think it's from our end. Maybe the network.
Mary, leave glow, agree. Siam. Okay, so it's an interesting topic to me because I've also been looking at 2026 for myself and being like, what should I render today, oh Lord? What do I go do? Right? What do I want to do differently? What kind of strategies do I want to employ? How do I want to position myself? Just stuff like that. That's what I've been thinking about. And what I have read on, what I have discovered, what I have written for myself is what I want to share with you. So I'm giving you my personal goals for it to shop. And also, stuff that I've gotten from research. When this AI thing started, you guys know that we can't do this without talking about AI, right? So when this AI thing, when AI became a thing, there's a lot of discourse, what it's gonna do, what it's not gonna do. We have passed the early stage, of, oh, AI will take a job. We have passed that early stage. Now we are in a different era, right? This is the era of what AI can you use and what AI can you build, right? And how can you monetize what you have built to create something amazing for yourself? Yeah. So for designers, right, or anybody generally that is creative, 2026 is going to be a very, very interesting year from what I can project. This thing sounds like all those end of the year 31st prophetic nights. And that's the 2026 is our year of progress, our year of achievements. Everybody say power. So that's what it sounds like. But based on the trend, based on the goings of the design world, I think you can even begin to deduce for yourself. You can begin to put two and two together and use that to predict what's going to happen. So 2026 is the year of people that are strategic, which is what I'm hoping I'll be able to help you guys with tonight. People that are opinionated. Yeah. That's people that can talk. And not just talk, people that can tell stories around what they talk and how they talk. People that can capture attention beyond your design. Yeah, right? If you can capture people's attention, you will make a big splash in 2026. 2026 is also going to be very interesting for people that are AI literate, meaning that you know how to use AI tools to get stuff done quickly. You are able to use it to do interesting and creative stuff. You are able to be creative with your use of AI, right? People that are business aware, that's their business literate. You're not just a designer now that knows how to, but you know how to run design as a business. You understand how profits and loss works. You understand what arbitraging is. You understand how the legal and the legal part of Nigeria or the world or whatever ecosystem you are living in, the legal part of it, you understand how it works. You understand how policies affect your money and your business. You understand client management and customer service. You understand people management, right? You understand psychology. You understand sales and marketing. You understand promotion. Do you get? Those are the people that are going to win in 2026. People that are going to win also in 2026 are people that are emotionally intelligent. Kimoso, people that are emotionally intelligent, right? People that knows how to navigate emotional landmines. People that are able to guide how other people think and feel. You get people that are able to guide it. I'm in a meeting. People that are able to guide how people think and feel and are able to guide themselves as well. People that are able to react to the emotions around the world. Emotions of people in the world that live in. Even meaning that if you're an employee, you need to understand emotional intelligence. If you're an employer, you need to understand. I wish I could tell you stories that something that happened this week that I have to call manager and be like, "Oh, your ear, let me talk to you." Oh, your ear, let me talk to you. Not let this happen again. So, and good that they were able to take feedback. But those are the people that I feel generally are going to win in 2026. So, what are the things that I think you should take note of? Sorry, I'm not sharing slide. It's supposed to be gist. What are the things that I think you should take note of? As if you want to itemize and say, oh, number 1, number 2, number 3. 2026 is the year of collaboration for designers. Or should I say, is a year of, like, if you want to win in 2026, you need to learn these things. Let me put it like that. If you want to win in 2026, you need to learn these things. Number 1 is collaboration. You need to learn how to collaborate with other people, right? And it can look. How does it look? It looks. I see like it looks. It can present in 3 different ways. The first one is maybe via internship. This is where you're at the bottom part of the ladder now, right? But not just internship, but intentional internships, where you go to certain companies, even if you're a senior designer, but there's something you want to learn. There's a process you want to learn. There's a project you want to be a part of. There's an initiative you want to just, let it just give you one small part of the corner, maybe just first day. So I want to be here just 6 months. Allow me. I just did this corner. They learn this thing when they do. I want to know the in and out of event branding and whatever. So I'm going to just go and apply to BCM and beg them, please, let me just sit in one corner and just free of charge or pay me whatever you like. Let me just be here and be doing this, right? So intentional internship. And when you do get in, there's the vim that you bring into it. There's the making sure that you understand office politics and how to navigate it, making sure that you are getting into everybody's DM and saying, hi, I don't understand this, just navigating the corporate space and getting, like, squeezing the juice out of everything that they are doing so that you have in-depth understanding of what they do and how they do it. Do you get? Me, as I am like this now, I can go back and do internship anywhere. Just 3 months or 6 months, just allow me there in one corner. I will not disturb you, don't worry. I just want to learn. I want to be in the room where conversations like this are happening. Because if there are some things that you will never know it, except you are right there in the middle of the thing that is happening. Except you are right there in the meeting and you are seeing how people are talking about it, how people are navigating it, how they are coming together, how they are saying it, how they are sourcing it, how they are blah, blah, blah. Except you are there, you will, even if the Oga writes a book, you will never fully understand it. You will never still get. There are some things you will still not get, even if the organ pata of everything writes a book. So an example is moonshot. Even if the CEO writes a book today, you cannot take that book and say, "Oh, I want to go and do moonshot level conference," because there are just some things that, or except you are there, you will never understand, right? Because now you have access to maybe someone like Bolu that does the event planning. You can ask her, Bolu, how does this work? And she can be able to give you answers. But CEO, no, CEO does not know how it works. But Bolu does. And you have access to Bolu. And you can ask Bolu and say, hi, how does it work? Can I help you with this? Can I get involved? Do you get? So it works in internship, like collaboration for 2026 works via internship. It works via partnerships as well, meaning that you can call another designer and say, maybe we'll start design studio. Or let us collaborate on this project that I have. Or there is a passion project I want to do that involves bringing light to rural areas or something like that. I don't know, right? Whatever I said I want to do. But coming up with a project and saying, either coming up with the project by yourself or somebody contracted it to you, right? You can collaborate with a couple of friends and say, let's do it together. Today is the first time in a very long time, but today is the first time that I am collaborating with 2 other people, and the speed that we worked. That thing was supposed to take me 2 weeks to design. And the Word document is a brochure, right? The Word document itself has 55 pages. And client says he needs it within 3 to 4 days. And I'm like, I can't, I'm just one person. And I want to do the work well. I will do it in 2 weeks. He said, no. Any amount I like, I should call. Oh, cool. Any amount I like, I should call. So I called amount, but he was like, it's too much, it's too much. But we negotiated and everything. But what I'm trying to say is, who muted me? Wow. Wow. Can you hear me
I
now?
think you
Wow.
left the before. Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you anymore.
Yeah, you have seen me before. Yeah.
Yes, ma.
Okay. So, okay. Oh, okay. Can you see my bed and everything? Oh. So, I was saying something, but like, yeah. So, it was 55 pages documents, and it's supposed to be like a lot of work, and it's supposed to take me like blah amount of time. Me and these 2 people that I'm working with, we started working on this thing around 12 noon. And between 12 noon and 4 p.m. this evening, we have done half of the work already. It sweets me. Do you get? And then they are able to chip in their own things and say, hey, I think. And I like that. And me, I don't typically collaborate with people. I found that very, very interesting. It sweets me. So that I've been finding myself today because they've taken the light. So so collaborative work, partnership with other people will help you to go far and fast in 2026. It will help you go far and fast. Collaboration with other people. Then there is field knowledge. I think I already explained field knowledge with the internship thing, right? When you say, I got this social company, I want to work with you for a short period of time. This is the value I'm going to be bringing in. The reason why I'm joining you is because I want to learn how to do this. So for instance, if you want to learn how moonshot works, and you can apply to BCM. I'm telling you, this is me telling you to be bold if that's what you want, right? Apply to them and say, hey, I'm not trying to do anything. I just want to understand how this works. I'd like to collaborate with you, or I want to partner with you, or I want to work with you, or I want to intern with you, whatever it is that you want to do. And the main focus of this is from the have field knowledge on how event branding works, or how event planning works, or how event blah, 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 of this magnitude works, whatever, right? So that way you are in the know and you are able to build confidence quickly. You are able to work within certain defined processes and systems, and you are able to work fast with these people as well. So when you come out on the other end after 6 months, 3 months, you are like, you are stronger as a designer, right? And those are the things that AI cannot help you with. This is like real life, something that you have to go and explain for yourself. Sorry. Right? So another thing that designers that we win in 2026, I think they will do is to move from being just a designer into being a design partner. So is to move from being just a designer into being a design partner, or into a business partner, right? People nowadays, clients nowadays that pay the big bucks, they are not just paying for beauty anymore, right? Beauty is inclusive, but they are paying you to own the project and to own the process. An example that I can give to you is I work with does anybody here know Diary of a Ninja Girl? Nobody. If you don't know Diary of a Ninja Girl, interesting. Okay, so anyway, I work with Dan Lifestyle. That's the skincare arm of Diary of a Ninja Girl. The people that do they do like perfume oils and scented candles and likes. That's Ife, the CEO of Diary of a Ninja Girl, owns that same brand. So I work with them as their designer. And one of the things that I do that moves me, that's this me giving you like a typical example now. That one of the things that moves me from being just a designer into being a design partner is that I am beyond just saying, see the banners, I don't design them. I'm able to say, this copy, I don't think it's strong. And these are a couple of examples of stronger copies that I can present to you. Or going on social media and saying, these are a couple of content ideas you can work with. Or going and say, maybe your color palette is not strong. Can I refine it before we get started? Or saying, this is, I feel like you need to add this element or this way or that way, or do this or do that into your work, right? Or into the work that we do, right? Clients in 2026 or clients now, they pay you for clarity. They want you to help them untangle the thread that is in their head, right? They don't want to think too. Even that book, Don't Make Me Think. They don't want to think too much. Nobody wants to start figuring out 2 million things. They want you to, as a professional, provide those answers, even proactively. And say, like a brand that I'm working with now is an Igbo brand. I'm already asking them, what are you doing for Christmas? Or even bringing up suggestions that, this is what I think we should do for Christmas, but what do you think? What ideas have you guys already planned? I'm just a designer, but I'm not moving like I'm just a designer. I'm moving like I freaking own the brand, right? So they are paying me for clarity. They are paying me for outcome, which is the design. They are paying me for judgment. They are paying me for strategy. For me to say, I think we should lean more towards motion. I think we should reply, maybe replying to customers in the comments or whatever. I think we should reply them this way. I think this is the new tech that we should, because there's a brand I was working with, and they would create their social media calendar and send me the PDF. And I'm like, no. So what now happens is when you send me the PDF, later on you want to make changes. You will not type it in maybe the WhatsApp group or Slack or Telegram and say, hey, Adaeze, on that document, page 10, this is what I've changed. The page 15, this is what I've changed. Doesn't make any sense. Sure, you get. So if it was a Google document, that is a live working Google document, you can easily go on that document and make those changes yourself. So that when I now get to page 10 or page 15 of the design, I will not be confused, because you don't expect me, only God knows whether I'll get to page 10 in 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, I will not get to page 10. I will not do rubbish. You will not say, why am I doing rubbish? Didn't I tell you? Do you get? So being strategic from the beginning and inviting them into this new world or a different world that they can say, oh, now because of Stevie, this thing starts. That has very little to do with design. Do you get? So how do you prepare for moving from being a designer into being a design partner? Learn basic business thinking. Learn what business goals are, what they mean. Learn what KPIs mean and how people typically achieve them. Learn what ROIs mean. That's return on investment. Learn what sales funnels and marketing funnels mean. Learn what retention mean. So that when you are having the conversations and you're like, please, what part of the funnel does this thing eat? Even if they don't know it, by the time that you tell like, what part of the funnel does this fall into? And they'll be like, we cannot understand what you're saying. You can introduce them to something new. Then your invoice will get fatter. Your invoice will add weight. Because now you're not just a designer, you're not a marketing somebody or a business, whatever you want to call yourself. Okay. So ask why, instead of saying what do you want to do, you can ask why around whatever problem that they bring. Because that client I'm talking about that we are doing how many clinic companies for that, I partner with 2 people and we are able to work fast. He came to me with a completely different problem, right? And he was like, oh, this, because I asked him like, okay, where's the dog and why are we creating the dog, blah, 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 asking all those important why questions, right? And he was laying it down that, the formatting of the document was what he wanted to just change. That's all. He wanted to change the formatting of the document. After he explained me, I explained my own blah, 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 blah. I think this, blah, 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 blah. Then I asked him a question. I was like, are you open to us redesigning this document? Because you may encounter the same problem again if you don't kill it now. And he was like, yeah, he's very, very open to it. So that's how I made extra money. That's how I made extra money. So then lastly, designing for impact and not just trends. So if you go to my page, you see that all those trendy topics, I don't design for. I don't bother, because that's not what we give. It might be working for other people. I don't know, but me, I stopped a while ago. Like there's a new trend, maybe like that quarters brand that everybody was designing for. I'm like, interesting, but nah, I'm good. I'm all right. Or any other new trend that comes up and designers jump on it and start to design for that trend. That's fine. But what you need to understand is that trends can go. Impact stays forever. Do you get? Trends come and go, but impact is forever. Impact stays with you forever. So design more for impact than you do for trends. All right. So that's number 1. Since morning, when am I supposed to leave here? Esther.
Yes, ma'am. You have enough time, ma. I'll let you know when to stop. You still have enough time, ma. Please fire on.
This is I still have enough time. I'll tell you where to stop. So if I not stop till like 2 a.m., we'll be here. Okay. So I think my second point is mastering AI without letting it replace you. What does that mean? It means that when you are creating whatever you're creating using AI, don't rely on it too much. Do you get? Don't rely on AI so much. Like for instance, let's say you want to come, because I use AI to come up with ideas sometimes. Like I'm like, maybe they give me a text or something, or a copy. I can plug it into AI and say, you give me design ideas that I can use and create for this thing, and to come up with some stuff. She gets, but like that's just 20% of the time, and that only happens when I'm like maybe pressed for time and I need to quickly move and time is going, and here I can do that. But all the other 80%, I must do my research, normal research. Oh, I must find my way, normal. Do you get? Because I don't want to lose that touch, that thing that makes me Adaeze. I don't want to lose it. So what if, imagine like, and how I want you to think about it is that if there was no computer in front of you, there's no internet, you debush and give you copy, and they say, you take this stick, draw the idea in the sand. What will you come up with? If you rely so hard on AI, you will get to a point where you are unable to function on your own. That independence that comes with you being a creative designer will be gone. And I'm saying this from experience. The time I used to rely on AI so much to type email, it got to a point I wanted to reply email. I say, make a reply by myself. I press hi, name of client, enter keyboard, next line. My brain was flat like this. Nothing. I cannot remember anything again. Like, how to hold on? What was supposed to be the next line? What am I supposed to say next? How do I was stumped. So yes, use AI as a sort of companion, right, to help you, but maintain your taste as a designer. Refine your taste over time, right? Refine your direction over time and your strategy. Those three things should be things that you do by yourself. Taste, you guys know what taste means, right? If there's anything I'm saying that you're not understanding, please let me know. So refine your taste over time. You maintain like having creative directions all by yourself, and know how to create strategy by yourself. Okay. Taste, just to quickly explain what that means, is your level of this is good. That's what it means. What you will see, and you'll be like, wow, that is super creative. Wow, that's very good. That's your level of taste. So if you see something and it's just cut and join, I don't know how to explain it, but you see it and you're like, oh, this is fantastic. That's your level of taste. Do you get? So over time, you need to increase your level of taste. You need to refine your level of taste, and you need to add to it so that you don't become a redundant designer, which is what I'm currently trying to do myself. So I don't start designing all those cyber cafe designs while other people have moved into more in-depth stuff. Do you get? So how do you prepare for this? Use AI as a co-pilot, right? Instead of like the main guy for maybe your ideation, mood boarding, creating copies, and so on and so forth. Sharpen the skills that AI cannot replace. I've mentioned some of them before: taste, direction, taste meaning like concept development, creative direction, strategy, positioning, cultural context. Guy, cultural context. Cultural context meaning that you as a Yoruba girl, if I tell you that you should design something that reflects Yoruba wedding, you have cultural context of what a Yoruba wedding looks like or feels like. And it's different from an Igbo wedding. Do you get? So you have cultural context around whatever it is that you're designing. You get me? And then lastly, emotional intelligence. Also learn prompt literacy, that's prompt engineering, and how to use it for your creative direction. Number 3, build a point of view. What does that mean? It means you don't just aspire to be a generic designer. Learn how to carve a sort of, I wouldn't call it a niche, because if I tell you niche now, you think I'm saying, just go and be a brand designer or go and be a web designer. That's not what I mean by niche, right? It means that you should create a narrative around yourself that anytime somebody thinks about it, they remember you. Covenant University invited me to speak at their TEDx conference that's coming up next year. And the topic is around African identity. You dey get me? It's around African identity. And I'm like, okay, you actually don't talk about design. They said, oh, yeah, I can talk about design if I want. But they see me as someone that is really into, having an identity as an African. And they're wondering, how they can do the same thing and blah, blah, blah. I was like, So all this stuff they say is working. So building a narrative around yourself as the person that does this is 1 word or 2 words. When they think about, mine is 3 words because I'm ambitious like that. I am a creative African designer. Those 3 words. That's when you break down everything I'm doing in this life and you bring it down, you boil it down into one small tiny little thing. That thing is called creative African designer. It's my idiots. So build that kind of narrative around yourself. So it can be crazy stuff. It can be that you are the guy that talks about water. It doesn't have to be like design. Do you get? It could be that you are the guy that talks about water. That you talk about types of water. Guys, have you drank water today? You are made of 75% water in your body. This water that I found the other day. Look at packaging for water. I did a brand identity for water. My guy, he drank water the other day. Let me tell you a story about water. I dig well, water the inside. We quench fire the other day, water. Do you get? You could be the guy that talks about water. And now anytime somebody wants to design pure water nylon, or water bottle or whatever, I don't know, they will come to you because you are the guy that is very interested in water. Do you get? So create a narrative around yourself. How do you prepare for it in 2026? Choose a niche, right? And when I say niche, like I've explained earlier, it doesn't have to be brand design. I'm only doing web design, that's my niche. I'm only doing logo design, that's my niche. That's not what I'm talking about. Okay? So it could be that you are talking about a particular industry, or you're talking about a particular style, or you're talking about a particular problem. So over time, you become known as the guy that talks about, or the lady that talks about this particular thing, or that it's all about this particular thing. Do you get? And then you can now build an identity around it, just like you have seen. Even something as small as my jewelry. People are seeing all my jewelry, Abby are not seeing it. You are seeing my makeup. You are seeing my earring. Tell me, I'm not a red Kinikon designer now. Say it. Nod your head. So build a point of view around yourself. Share your opinion publicly about this industry or this style or this problem that you have created or that you are talking about. Share your opinion publicly and share it often, right? Write or speak about why you do what you do. Write or speak about it. So you can write an article, you can be on Instagram Live or Twitter Space, you can whatever. You talk about it, speak about it. Me, anytime I'm speaking, I try and bring in a little bit of who we are in terms of identity. I try to bring it in one way, one how. Sure you get. So that's number what? Number 4. In it. That's number 4. Titilopa is here. Sorry, I can see you on my phone. So number 5, design systems over one-off designs. Okay. This is number 5. The first one is collaboration. In it, on latecomers. You know the people that not hear anything I say. Number 1 is collaboration. Number 2 is moving from designer to design partner. Number 3 is mastering AI without letting it replace you. Number 4 is building a point of view. I'm in number 5 now. Okay. Which is design systems are greater than one-off designs. And I've learned this thing the hard way. What does that mean? What does design systems mean? Design systems helps you be able to scale a lot faster than having one-off design. And that's something that I have learned, and I am now currently relearning. What one-off design means that you have created one poster and it's beautiful. Sure, you get, and it has a particular style or a particular texture or a particular tone or something. A system means that you understand the style of the headline is flexible. It means that if the headline changes, it can still fit into the style. And you have established that, and you understand how it works. You know that, okay, this one stays here. An example that I can give to you, let me quickly show you something that Dang posted today. I'm not going to send you the post. I'm just going to send you the link to the post. So, that was the wrong one. Oh, they took it down. Abi, let me know refresh. Wait, though. I think they took it down. Oh, okay, it's there. Let me know refresh. Sorry, that was the wrong one. Okay, so look at that. It's very simple, very straightforward, and everything, but there's a system to it, right? So for this particular one now, the headlines is usually thin at the top, fat at the bottom, or fat at the top, thin at the bottom. 2 different fonts in one headline. Okay, that fat part, that is a different typeface, is going to be slanted. So this is you building a system. Sure, you get. Then there's other sub copy that comes underneath, and that one is going to be, let's say, size 30 to 36, depends. Let's say 30. It's going to be size 30, and then the line spacing is going to be auto. But then the headline, the line spacing is going to be whatever. I don't know how you want to structure, but usually I like to structure it by saying that if the text at the top, if it is 64 points, for instance, the line spacing is going to be 64 points. So that the spacing in between is kind of similar to the one of the body copy. Whatever image I'm bringing in, sorry, MTN decided to carry my network and run. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, awesome. All right, so let me move this guy over here. Okay, So that's an example of a system, right? The images, I usually like to add a little bit of red to it, to make it like brighter, sort of, right? To make it more saturated, make it more warm. And then if the picture that I generated myself, that I got myself, they are supposed to have like fingernails, like painted nails or whatever. The nails are going to be painted the same color as whatever product I'm selling. That's the system. They're going to be wearing jewelry because yes, you are creating a world of aspiration, right? If it's going to be having texture, I didn't put texture here, I'm saying in general now. If you're going to be adding texture, it's going to be grainy texture or paper texture or grunge texture, whatever. But it has a reason why it's there. It's not like, I just feel like adding texture so I go fine. You get why it ain't there, and you can explain it. Do you get? So building a system will be better than building one-off designs. And how do you prepare? Learn how to build brand systems, learn how to create guidelines and modular designs. What does modular designs mean? Let me look for example and show you. So I was researching like table of contents, building table of contents today. But this is an example of modular design. Let me look for like the skeletal parts. Let me look for the skeletal parts. Sorry, you. Okay. So that's an example of a modular design. Modular design are designs that follow a grid, that follow certain types of arrangements. So learning how to create modular designs will really help you as well, because there's someone that was on my, was it on Safe Design Hub, and the person was like, I don't know how to create like complex designs. That it's too complex, it's too one thing. If you understand modular design, you know how to create complex designs. Because even if it looks chaotic, everything is, I don't know, is there any design that you have seen that it looks like it's scattered, but it also looks like it's organized in a way that they must me, it finish me. Like it looks scattered. Let me show you an example. All this talk is too long. Let me give you an example. As my design, I'll use and give you an example, you'll see. Because I'm running this show, not a consign me. Let me see. Kérésìmesì dé. Kérésìmesì. Kérésìmesì dé. Kérésìmesì dé. Àbí ó ti gbàlà kan fún wa nínú bẹ́ẹ̀lì yẹn. Ọba tí ó lọ́ra yé àbíyànjú. Problem. Fatima, sorry. It looks like you are new here, Manigi. Are you new here, Manigi? Anyway, that's that's an example of something that looks like it might be chaotic, but it's somewhat arranged. Let me give you another example. Let me look for another example that is not my own. So that you not say I am biased. Am I biased? I am not biased. Am I biased? I am not biased. All right. Where are these names? Something like this. This one is even simple, self. It's an example of a design that looks like it is scattered, but it's also organized at the same time. So that's what modular grids can do. You know what? Let me leave these designs alone. Before I can get too into it. So that's what modular designs can do. Modular design can do. It can help you to arrange your elements on the page, in a more structured way, no matter how complex or how simple your design is. Right. So that's part of you building a design system. Another way you can prepare for 2026 in how you build design systems is think about whatever you're doing in terms of frameworks, not just single visuals. So just like I've explained that, oh, okay, the hands will look this way, the color of the photography will look this way, the texture of this will look this, even the texture of skin. Let's say you want to make sure that all the skin are very vivid. That's your own part of your own framework. The text will sit this way. If it's sitting in the middle, how does it look? If it's sitting by the right or on the left, how does it look? If it's sitting at the bottom, how does it look? Those are frameworks. Instead of just saying, because know that that's lie. It's not an app. Oh, modular design is a system of building. Like, it's a way you create something. Okay. All right. So, like I said, thinking about stuff in terms of framework, any designer that is here and I lie that there's not a time that you've created a particular design and they say you should resize it to maybe another size and you do not struggle with it. Lie now. Sure, you get. So when you think about design in terms of precious, when you think about design in terms of frameworks instead of just one singular design, you are able to think ahead. So that when you want to resize, you want to ship for print, your colors are looking nice, your textures are sitting straight, there's proper bleed, there's proper white space, the flow of information is correct, there's proper hierarchy, there's strong contrast, and so on and so forth, right? And then lastly, designing assets that can scale across platforms. That's what I've just mentioned, right? So you create something in social media size, but suddenly you can't resize it for email or for email signature or for all those tiny little banners. So please keep an eye on those things. Those are part of you building a system. Okay. Now, number 6. We have like how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have like 4 more to go, then I'll take questions. Number 6 is strengthening communication and leadership. And me, I used to tell people that I'm not a leader. And that's because my head is hot. You can't talk 1, I talk 10, you talk 15, I will flip this table upside down. Do you get? I don't have patience. I don't have. And let's say I explain something like 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, and you're still not getting it, and you're messing up my work. We will fight. Do you get? I don't have no be going. Do you get? So that's why I usually like to say I'm not a leader, but I know that I do have leadership qualities in me. So strengthening communication, what does that mean? You should be able to explain your work. Like, if you create something, you should be able to explain it. That this is how I came about this result. I went from point A to point C to point D, and I got to point Z. Any of the work that I've done and that I've shared with you, these other motion ones that I've done, I'm the one that created them. That's my Instagram page, by the way, right? I can explain to you what my thinking for them is. I can explain to you what the general concepts that give birth to all of these different ideas is. I can explain why I use certain colors in certain places. I can explain even the layouts and tell you why some things are arranged in a particular section of the page and some other things are arranged on this other section of the page. I can explain to you why I'm using certain font weights or certain font types, typefaces. Right? I can explain it to you. So if you as a designer, you should be able to explain your work. And if you are able to explain your work even to yourself or to other people, your ability to sell that work is stronger. It gets a little bit stronger. Now you can weave what you say because you already know like what the foundation is. So if I wanted to sell this design to somebody now, I know how to, or because I know how to explain the design just as it is, I also know how to weave it to be interesting to the person I'm speaking to. Do you get? So first of all, just know how to communicate your work. Sha. So how do you prepare for this? Practice how to defend your design decisions early, meaning that, and this is what we used to do at BCM when I was still at BCM, right? When Big About Media, in case you're wondering what BCM means, Big About Media, the owners of Ziko, Tech About Insights. When I was still working with them, a couple of like, I recently resigned, but when I was still working with them, we would, they, like when we want to create Moonshot or Naira Live, they would say, Adaeze, you put together the creative direction in a document first before you start designing for the event. Before you start putting it on social media, you go first go sit down, think about what you want to design first and why you want to design it. You will not put it in a document. You will not create samples of it. You will not put it there. You will not explain why you are doing this, you are doing that. You will explain the elements you are using and why they exist and what they are useful for. You will explain all of those things. CEO and other decision makers will now sit down. You will now explain it to them. That's before design even start at all. Do you get? So from early on, you already know how to explain your ideas. That's because now you are forced to think about why each of these elements exists where they exist. If you want to use coin in Naira Life, for instance, why are we using coin? And why are you using the coin in this particular style, or in this particular color, or in this particular shape? Do you get? So you're not just plucking anything from the sky. Everything has rhyme and rhythm. Okay? Then, secondly, under strengthening your communication and leadership skill, learn how to present to non-designers. And I cannot overemphasize. I cannot stop talking about it. Learn, because this is something I had to learn by force. There are some things that I will create, and I expect you to understand it because I've seen everybody as the same level that I am in terms of understanding how this design. Like, why do I need to explain? Or maybe I want to explain to you and I say, oh, color contrast. You may not understand what color contrast means. You are not a designer, so what is color contrast or color harmony? Who is following you to talk about color harmony? Who know what color harmony is as a non-designer? Do you get? You now say, oh, this color palette was created based on color harmony of the split complementary or the triadic or the tetradic color harmony across the clinical page. Here we combine warm colors and cold colors. You are speaking gibberish. Nobody understands what the heck you are saying. Nobody understands. But if you tell them that, oh, child deck color, I carry it and come, and I look at this one color. When you now join it together, as you can see, this one is showing more than this one. Sure you get. But this other one is not showing more than that one. So that's why I did not choose that one. I now chose this one because it looks like this. Let me show you an example. Oh, look at it like this. It is an example of what it can look, of what it looks like. But this other color that you people chose. That's how I was able to sell. I was able to sell a brand identity work that I did, the color palette part of it. I was able to sell it to them. I did not just create. I also I put samples there and I showed them and told them, oh, look, see you can see how this color is dull. So when you now use like this, now you can see how it looks, Abi. But if you look at the one you people chose, you can see how the thing is not coming out well. It's looking very, very dizzy. Look at the one I created. So you can see how this one is sharp. So now this one, if you combine this one and this one, and combine this one, and combine you can have like 5 to 10 different combinations that look nice. Let me show you an example. See, I'm here, number 1, number 2, Learn how to present to non-designers. Then lastly, lead projects. Okay? So even if they say you design one flyer, act like it's a full project that was given to you. That's why I have a whole process that I personally follow, even if it's just one thing you want me to design. Because that process is going to save you and it's going to save me. I mean, I don't, it's also going to position me in your mind as I'm worth a lot of money. That's this girl. Somebody reached out to me and was saying that I should that they wanted to design something. I was like, oh, okay, let's have a discovery meeting so that you can walk me through what you need. And they're like, oh, okay, blah, blah, blah. We had the first meeting. And I was like, okay, I'm going to send you a document that outlines everything that we've talked about, and including the DDB, and you can do a checklist and da. I'm just saying, like, You get it? So lead projects, not just execute whatever task is placed in front of you. Number 7, when you are thinking, think globally. That's number 7. Capish? When you are thinking, increase the lights. Because there's no lights behind me. I don't know why it's got double lights. When you're thinking, think globally. Kimomi. It means you are not just a Nigerian. This is like bright. You're not just a Nigerian designer anymore. All right. So if you are creating, you are not creating only for the Nigerian audience. Except if what you are creating is specifically targeted towards Nigerians, then you have to create for them. But if you are creating and whatever it is that you are creating is not targeted solely towards only Nigerians, then you need to study global. Sorry, oh, she's back. So study global standard or global whatever, global brands, global international brands, global brands, understand global standard of design, global standard of creativity, because a lot of us are local champions. And see, I promise you, this thing happened. This is my own like experience. You know, when you're designing here in Nigeria, and you're creating stuff, and they're like, "Hey, fantastic designer, fantastic designer, babola, kinikon." When you will know that you are not up to anything in the design world is when they now say, "Come and compete globally." Your body go cold, fear go first hook you for neck. Whatever liver that you have, it will see your spinal cord. The thing will turn to dust. That's when you realize that shing bang, you don't know. Do you get? Because the way these people will present their work, the way they will design the work, it could be very, very simple, but even you when you see and say, okay, this thing is actually minimalist and simple, you can feel the raw emotions. Maybe it's in the way they use the color, maybe it's in the texture, maybe it's in the shapes and the illustration, maybe it's in the sound. Have you seen there are some ads that Adobe Creative Cloud has been putting out lately? I don't know whether anybody has been seeing it on YouTube. Adobe Creative Cloud. There are some ads that they've been putting out lately. And I'm like, the sound design. Or you watch some of their movies and you are like, what? Whenever it cuts off, I need to just quickly switch off my Wi-Fi and put it back on. So apologies. So there are some of their movies that you watch, or maybe like some Indian movies, the storytelling, the storyline, the expression on their faces, the music, the sound, everything will make you feel like you want to die, like you want to shed tears. Has anybody watched Three Idiots? Abi, I'm old. Has anybody here watched Three Idiots? Is an Indian movie like this. Hey, that's a movie in my entire life I can never forget. You will finish watching that movie, you want to carry your book and read. You want to be ambitious, but you want to be silent. Do you get? You want to be ambitious, but you want to be silent, ambitious. So you go just do one corner, go read your book like, I must know, I must make a name for myself, but I don't need to be loud. Do you get? So that's the impact of global, like having global energy. Understanding that it's not just one small peskere flyer that you're doing in the corner of Abeokuta. That's not what it's about. Okay? So 2026, we are going into 2026 with a global mindset. All right. So how do you prepare for it? To study global brands, improve your documentation and case study. Guy, this is what me personally I wanna do. Because when I look at my portfolio and business, I'm like, my taste has changed. I'm like, what are we? What do we carry? What do you throw? Right? It's not a strong representation of who I is, okay, or who I currently am, right? So I need to improve the way I document and also the way I run my case studies, right? You can also prepare your pricing, your positioning, and your presentation, knowing how to present your stuff. Uh-huh. Who's that? So yeah, that's number 7 in a meeting. Bye. Number 8 is to build assets. Okay, build assets. Assets are things that you can sell, things that you can use to make money, things that will bring you small change here and there. Uh-huh. So beyond just beyond building a portfolio, you should build assets as well. An example of an asset is, let's say, creating templates that you can sell, toolkits and frameworks. Sure, you can actually create stuff like that. Actually, if you're a web designer or something, right? There are some people that literally sell components, and they sell illustrations. That's people that illustrate. They sell icons, or they give it for free, whatever, right? So you can sell courses as well. You can sell. You can build a community, for like a newsletter community, and sell that community. You know that you can sell a community. Do you get? So like people that will tell you that, oh, I won't buy Twitter, we get 30,000 followers. You can build a Twitter page or a Instagram page and decide you want to sell it. So yeah, you can build something that has an IP that you own as well. Maybe like some sort of method or process or system that you create for yourself. This is something you have to go and research, and then you can queen of mad assets. Who be queen of mad assets? Come and tell us. So Esther. Esther might be queen of mad assets. Esther will confess, give us today, I manage. But somebody said that you're queen of mad assets. Come and tell us how, so that we can make money. She has 3 amazing courses. What am I doing in my life? Esther, are you supposed to teach me at this point though? What's going on? Make I off this thing. I come for you. So that's that on building assets beyond portfolio. And then the last one, number 9, is to protect your mental and creative health in 2026. You hear me? Protect your mental health. Protect your creative health in 2026. Yala, see, quote me anywhere. Yala ya anybody. Yala ya anybody in 2026. Okay? So one of the things that destroys your creative health is burnout. So that is, let's say you overwork yourself, or you are poor at time management or project management, to the point where you are poor at saying no. You are poor at setting boundaries. Any work where they bring come you, yes. Doing like goats. You must eat everything. There's someone that reached out to me recently, and they were telling me, oh, fantastic, one thing. Oh, you will do this, you will do that. And I was like, okay, interesting. How much will you pay? And he said, he called an amount, and I was like, oh, that amount is quite small. That typically I charge like 2 times. He was like, okay, that how can we reduce what's on the list to fit that amount? We talked about it and we got to a point. You get one kind of vibe what they get for the guy. I don't know. There's just something. There's something about him that I just, there's some people that you can just smell. You can feel, you can smell the toxicity on them, right? And I felt that way. So I was not looking at it that, okay, number one, my intuition typically 9 times out of 10, they are not wrong. 9 times out of 10, my intuition is not wrong. Okay. Secondly, this money is actually half of what I usually collect. So why will I go and entangle myself with this person that I already feel deep in my heart is going to give me problems and is still not going to pay well? So I told him, I got another project though that I am not able to work on this particular one. So he said, oh, okay, no problem. Let's no wahala, maybe later in future. She gets so understanding that this is the capacity you can take. So let's say you are only able to manage 3 projects at once. Don't do like goat and go and be gathering 10 projects. You will not end up destroying all 10 of them. Your client will not be happy. They will finish all that project with you because they've already paid you money and leave. And now you will not have to start marketing all over again because you're trying to find new clients. Because please keep in mind that retention is better than sales. Retention is always better than sales. That means that a client works with you now and they want to keep working with you. It's better than you going out to look for new clients. Do you get? It's better. And it's that one that keeps coming back and working with you that has a higher tendency of referring you and saying, I know somebody that does a great work. So you have a higher chance of selling with retention than you are with sales on its own. Okay? So how do you protect your health, your creative health in 2026? Set boundaries early. And one of the ways you can set boundaries as a designer is to have terms and conditions, maybe even in your invoice. Maybe even in your invoice. In my invoice, I always state the payment. There are 2 types of terms and conditions in my invoice. Payment terms and design terms. I don't see shege for I don't see shege. Clients don't show me shege for this live. So when they come blah 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 like that, how much, can you come? We settle on price. I say, no problem. I send them my invoice. Inside of my invoice, I have payment terms. You must pay nothing less than 50%. Before I even look at my laptop. Before I even look at my laptop, 50% at least is already sitting down pium in my account. All right? Because I've worked with clients before that will come, they will do the work, you will reach halfway, they'll say they are not feeling it and they will dip. So that's one. I also have design terms. How many revisions you can get and how much extra revisions is going to cost you. So you cannot come and be saying, oh, I'm not feeling it. What are you not feeling? Them. Tori, if I change this one and I change number 2, I change number 3, you pay for the remaining one. Do you get? And I don't mind. Because I don't know. There's nobody here that has not had one client that will change something 50 times. And if you leave them, they'll keep changing it to 2027. Kilo day. So that's one of the ways that designers can protect themselves by setting boundaries early and letting client know that this is what is acceptable. These are my work terms, and this is the project timeline. Is another thing that, oh, okay, this project is going to take 2 weeks. No, I don't want to. 2 weeks is too small. 2 weeks is too long. 2 weeks is too kinikon. It's going to take 2 weeks or it's going to be more expensive. Do you get? So if you want me to do it today, I can do it today. I'll just have to hire 5 other designers to get it done. And each of them has to be paid well because they are also working fast. Are you ready to pay? Yes, I'm ready to pay. Yeah, ready. Bring the ego. Bring the ego, right? But oh, I'm not ready to pay, then I have to do this in 2 weeks. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Or you can carry your product and go elsewhere. Okay. All right. Another thing is designing sustainable workflows, meaning that one of the ways that I create a sustainable workflow for myself is that I make sure that whatever project I'm doing, no matter how small, I have a mood board for it on Pinterest. If you go to my, I don't even know that people are following me on Pinterest. Until I went there recently, and I was like, over 1,000 people are following me. Wow, interesting. So I have a mood board that when the client has approved a particular creative direction, I populate that mood board. I research, and just add most of video, texture, typography, or whatever. I add it to that mood board. Add. Just keep populating the mood board. So that even if you say I should do 100 designs, there's still consistency of what I create or within what I create. Okay? So design sustainable work. I don't know they're going to look at your work, your design process and say, okay, this is how I can make this part of my process easier, faster, better. And then this number 2, this is how I can make it easier, faster, better. This is how I can make this other one easier, faster, better. You go, Abby, you do not down. Okay. Then lastly, under protecting your health, value rest as part of your performance strategy. Precious, not a word now. Value rest. Michael, Fatima, Esther. Value what? Rest as part of your performance strategy. Yes, I call your name. Where are the other people? Where their name? Sunday, Blessing, Mungo, Dillion, Grace, Benjamin, Feishayo, all of you. Value rest as part of your performance strategy. And let me just like open up for you. This is what I've done recently, right? I use ClickUp for my project management and my task management. And recently I went for, I was invited to, Jobberman and MasterCard invited me to speak at a conference that they were hosting for remote work. They call it Remote Work Fest. So a speaker was talking about how he uses Pomodoro techniques to manage his time and manage his projects, right? And it was like, oh, he schedules time for rest. And I was like, wait. What do you say, sir? You say you do what? You schedule time for rest. As how? Like you stop work and you go and sleep, or you do you get? It was mind-blowing to me. No matter how small it was mind-blowing to me because you schedule time for rest. I said, let me try it. And I look at all the work I have in my life, both 9 to 5 and side hustle. And I give everybody their time in the day. So normally I would say, let me quickly finish this work and then I'll go answer this other person. But before you know it, 8 hours have gone. I'll now answer to that person. Before you know it, 6 hours have gone. Then I'll not be able to answer the third person. I'll now shift third person to tomorrow. But by that tomorrow, that first person, I've already wake up and seen the work that I've done. He has bring feedback and more work. So I'll now say, let me quickly do this one. Before you know it, number 2, I've now assigned. Number 2, I've shift again to tomorrow. So I now kind of arranged it in a way where this particular one gets 3 hours. Like immediately I wake up in the morning, I do whatever routine I need to do. My L&D usually happens in the morning because that's when my brain is fresh. Like L&D is learning and development. So I do that one in the morning. After that one, okay, 3 hours. Maybe you want to exercise or whatever, do that. Then 3 hours, I focus on this guy. I will set timer. ClickUp can help you to set a timer. So you set timer that, okay, 3 hours for this one. After 3 hours, the next 30 minutes is for rest. And I even went as far as defining what rest means to me. You can watch a movie, you can do dance exercise, you can do yoga, you can stretch, you can take a walk, whatever it is that you want to do that 30 minutes. You can take a nap. But that 30 minutes, I must do my definition of rest. So after I have rested, I will now come back and now do 2 hours of the next person's work. Then after I've done 2 hours, I will do 30 minutes of rest again. Then I will now do another 2 hours of the third person's work. Then I will now rest for another 30 minutes. I will now come again and do 3 hours of the first person's work again. So that way, everybody has what they have gotten from me in a day. And I'm able to rest in between. Then when it gets to like a particular time of the day, of the night, all work ends. And it's time for me to go and doom scroll on Twitter, abuse people, fight my ancestors, whatever it is I need to do that will help me to relax. Whether it's listening to music, whether it's dancing, whether it's going to take a long bath, scrub my back with scented candle in the bathroom. People don't know what. People are not eating life like me. So if you still take a walk and shop, I can. That shop maybe it's to go and buy like all those finance ice cream, or to go and buy one cucumber or one orange. It can be one thing I want to buy. I can say I want to go and shop. And my mind is thinking about it like, oh, I want to go and spend money. So I just take a quick walk. Even if you go and buy pencil and come back. So what was doing anything? Can you hear me? See the way I draw eyebrow, God I beg. Okay, so that is it. Okay. Anybody got questions for me? Because that's the end of my talking. That's the end. Oh. So in 2026, I want you to bear and be more intentional about what you do. Be more intentional about how you carry yourself. Be more intentional about how you post, how you show up. Don't set too many goals for yourself. I mean, if you can achieve it, fine. But you will agree with me that during the year, there are other things that used to creep in. You will agree with me that if you say, oh, I want to do the 10 things. Out of that 10, how many do you actually do before the year runs out? So set like maybe 2 things. You see these 2 things now I want to do. Oh, I want to do a master's. And I want to learn 3D animation. Finish. Because you know that even as time goes on, other things will still slip in. But you know that at least these 2 things, before the year runs out, I go achieve them. You will definitely achieve more than that. But when you say, I want to achieve these 20 things, your the more you think about it, the more you feel pressure at the back of your head. The more pressure you feel, the more you procrastinate. You get? Because what your brain doesn't want is stress. Your brain does not want stress. So once you say, wow, I still get like, it's already June, I still get like 15 things to finish for this, your brain will just look for the nearest happy place to go and hang out and procrastinate that matter. But if your brain doesn't know that, okay, it's just only 2 things, you don't need to do too much about those 2 things. You can even finish them early because it's just 2 and set more. But that's my own personal opinion. Thank you and God bless. Do you got any questions for me? All right. Questions are already coming in. Titi Lokpe Oluseyi. I like your name. Titi Lokpe Oluseyi. At what point can you begin to build assets? If you are able to defend those assets, you can build at any point. So for instance, now if you decide that you want to build, you want to create a course, just like Esther has, if you decide you want to create a course, you should be able to defend whatever topic you are teaching. Like, do you actually know what you are teaching? If you can defend it, there's quite literally no stopping you. If you can create a usable template that is valuable to people, if you can create a workflow that is active, useful, valuable, okay? So you can create at any point. So far you are able to defend it. Carry on. If you can't use the mic, you can drop. In fact, don't even use mic self. Drop it in the comments. I feel like that's even better, because by the time you think about how you want to type plenty English, you go summarize. You think about how you want to type 2 million things and talk many things. You go summarize them, so that will make my life easier. Okay. Esther says, how do you rest when you have multiple deadlines to meet? By time management. By time management. If I tell a client that I can deliver in 2 weeks, that does not mean that I will be working on that in the entire 2 weeks. Wisdom. Okay? If I tell a client that this thing will be ready in 5 days, that means that thing I can do it in 1 day. So the other 4 days where I get is for planning, is for rest, is for working on other things that have deadlines. So if I have 6 clients come and meet me now, I can set all of them and say, all of you get your work within 3 weeks. And they'll be like, okay. Client 1, the work might be ready today already, but I'm not going to give them till 2 weeks don't end. In fact, I feel it's like 1 week and 4 days. I can't give them. I'm like, you deliver early. So time management will help you meet deadlines. Setting boundaries also help. Realistic timelines, setting realistic timelines, time management, and setting boundaries, that will help you to meet deadlines. Okay, so if you can do it in 2 hours, say 3 days, 4 days. So you use 2 hours, do them, keep them inside fridge. May they collect breeze inside fridge for now. Esther Olabode, you're following me everywhere. Why are you here? It's complex to explain, or rather type at all. If they have unmute your mic, talk to us then. Please, Ma, can you tell us how you started? Because a lot of us just want to appear on the stage. How I started. That one a long story. But I think I've told that story multiple times. I stumbled into design, fell in love with it, and I started to learn on my own. Past like that. But one of the things that I really did early on is I went beyond design. I tried to understand. I was very, very interested in setting myself apart from everybody else. I did not want to be regular. I've never wanted to be regular in my life. I have never wanted to be regular. So when other people were doing normal design, I was doing design, but also trying to research ways to make it more creative. I was following people that were not just doing great design, but had great personalities. And I always mention Yox, Yoloye. That's his name. Yox, Yox. And he had this amazing personality. He was funny. He was friendly. He was approachable. I'm saying was as if he died. He is funny, friendly, approachable, kind. And I was like, this is a fantastic personality. I must be like you. So I started to fashion myself according to. I had it in me, but I just, that thing that you are capable of something, but you just never explored it. Do you get? So I explored it and I, leaned into it being funny, but mine is more instead of I'm kind. I hope I'm kind, but I'm also very firm. I know the I know they take rubbish. I'd rather lose everybody and everything than take nonsense. She gets, and that one has helped me with clients. It has even in my corporate jobs, it has helped me because right from interview, I allow my personality shine through, and I'm like, mm-mm. So even when they are talking down on other people, my name is not there. When they are shouting at other people, when they reach my turn, they lower their voice. Do you get? Because they know that as you they give me one, and they give you 10. And it's not even by fights or quarrel. But by the time I'm done, you said you're going to say something happened. Shake it. So um but yeah, I started to fashion myself personality wise. I started to look into a lot of tutorials on how to just get better at how I use my software, how I present my skills. Presentation is a big part of 2026 for me. Presentation is a big part of 2026 for me. Um, Managing business, managing people is a big part of 2026 for me as well because I just started officially started my design studio and a couple of clients are coming in. I'm also beginning to collaborate with a couple of people and yeah. But how I started is just like a lot of other people. There's nothing special about it. But being patient with yourself and knowing that you can't do everything in one day, but also being intentional about anything that you do, being strategic about it is also very, very helpful.
Okay, good evening, ma.
But
Esther,
hi, Esther. Why are you calling me?
actually. Okay, so I think I'm going to like pick up from where you stopped, like the way you just answered this particular question, because like the conversation you shared, and I mean from how I've been able to like observe you from afar and even like closely, right, from how you teach. I've noticed that the way you like talk about design is very different from how I hear people talk about it like normally. And I mean, when you were even talking about communication, how that when someone asks you that, okay, this is why I added this particular thing to this particular design, it's not just because it's a trend that you watch people follow, but because you know
Yeah,
why you're adding that particular thing. Like there's always a rationale behind every design action or everything that you do basically in design,
yeah,
right? And even when you teach, I think it is obvious. You will not just come and pre-plan things before teaching. You're I don't know, you're just putting us through your entire design process, your ideation process. So okay, I think this is how I want to ask my question. Is it just like linked to the experience that you built over time, like how rooted and grounded you've been able to, I mean, become in design? Or how's your, it's more about like a lot of people talk about, oh, grow in design, do this, right? And I noticed that there's a level of confidence I can speak when it comes to design, right? And it kind of depends on how good I am or how rooted I am in design, right? So I want to ask that how like practically speaking about growth, because people just say, oh, build yourself, develop yourself. And I've noticed that like more than ever, I want to grow. I want to like wherever. Sometimes I don't even care about the cost of taking courses. I want to do these things, but even after taking the courses, I don't even know how to continue from there. Do I just sit with a YouTube video? Like where do I even start from? Particularly for someone like me that doesn't even have a niche. I cannot say, oh, I'm a brand designer or I'm a poster designer. I'm this, I'm that. But I know that I want to be grounded and rooted in design, right? I can handle any project with so much confidence, but I don't know how to navigate, like practically grow, how to sit down and say that, okay, I mean, without having, because I don't have so many designers around me, without someone having to push me to say, oh, do this, do that. Okay, I'm saying that, like, I'm devoting this particular time to learning and development, but I don't even exactly know what to learn. I don't know how to go about it, basically. And yes, I'm a big fan.
okay, just keep your mic on because I personally don't like to answer questions like vaguely. We're going to have a conversation. Keep your mic on. So I would like to start with this. You, I want you to from today start to see yourself as a product. Yeah, you're not a service, you're a product, right? If
Yes,
somebody
sir.
comes and says, my the name of my business is Mr. Crayfish. Sorry, the name of my business is Esther Crayfish. I don't have anything and I want to sell it. I want
Yeah.
to reach a global audience. How would you advise them to sell Esther Crayfish? Where do you think they should start?
Speak about the crayfish.
Okay, fair, fair, fair. Think about. Okay, next. Let me set the scene. This Esther Crayfish now is inside bucket. Like see the bucket here, see the crayfish. I want to I go to the pot and I gather crayfish and I fry it myself, or I fry it myself. And I'm looking for a way to become an international or global crayfish seller. So apart from speaking about the crayfish, what else do I do to sell this crayfish? There's no wrong answer. Hmm?
Mm, probably. Okay, I think it's still in marketing. I'm thinking. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, my head is all around marketing, marketing.
Like I just say it into your mind. Like unchain yourself from that fear. Do you get? Even if it sounds stupid, stupid is fine. Do you get? So you have said marketing, Abi, market. What else would you advise them to do? Bring all the ideas. The stupider, the better. We like them.
Maybe get people to. Okay, maybe get people to also like use the product, like maybe close friends that can also like try it out and also speak about it.
Okay.
Right. So mm,
So close
that can
friends
probably increase.
use the crayfish.
Yes.
What else? And like basically, you can call it like testimonial because they will tell us that oh, this thing is sweet, Abi.
Yes, exactly.
So what else? What else?
Um,
Remember that this thing is just in a bucket. They have not done anything. What else can we
then
do?
maybe look at ways to also refine it, right? That it looks like presentable even for marketing in the first place.
Okay, so refine it. We are going to call that branding.
Yeah, branding.
Okay, what else can we do? Give me one more thing.
Okay. Honestly, I think I've run out of ideas.
Okay. All right. So as of today, oh, you are the Esther crayfish that we are trying to sell like this now. Because I know that one of the biggest problems designers have is being able to detach themselves. And that's what I've done early on that helped me. Detach yourself from the brand and see you are the designer, but see yourself as a client to yourself. So can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Okay. So that's one of the problems that I found that designers are unable to detach themselves from the brand, right, and treat themselves as a client of themselves. So now you are Esther, right? It- Let me just jump in here. The first thing that Esther Crayfish that I would do if Esther Crayfish wanted to sell Esther Crayfish was to first of all refine the crayfish. So I would tell Mama Esther, go and clean that crayfish very well. Make sure that there's no stone. And what does that mean for you as a brand person? Is to make sure that your skills are refined. Excuse me. Make sure that your skills are refined. Make sure that you are actively improving the skills that you currently have, and you are also bringing in new ones. You get?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to separate the refine and branding. So that's refining. Now, brand the crayfish. So who exactly is that crayfish? Who are you? Are you a creative designer? Are you a visual designer? Are you a visual storyteller? Are you a clinical? Just find a name and coin yourself. See, I used to say anything you want to call yourself. Do you get? Because na
Mm.
name wey you call him dog, na him neighbor go call the dog. If I buy dog today and I call him Were, Were, come here, Were, come here, Were, come here. And there's nothing that my neighbors can do. Over time, they will have to call my dog Were. Okay? So have an identity for yourself. You can have a particular color that defines you, have a particular style that defines you, have a particular topic that defines you. Use myself as a case study if you want to, of a personal brand that has like stuff that defines them. This is the stuff now, right? Then you mentioned speak about it. That's where social media comes in for you as a brand person. Oh, look at this thing I created. Even if you don't have work, you find work for yourself. There's this thing that I have. Let me bring it out. It's on Behance. Nobody paid me to do that thing. But the time when I don't chop from that project, nobody send me work. Almost every other thing here is paid work. But this one is not. I just thought about it one day, like, I think I saw somebody else's logo and I was like, what if we do it this other way? It would make sense, and I did it and it made sense. And I took that project and I expanded it into a full Behance portfolio. And the more I created, the more I shared. Like I didn't just create and now dump it on Behance and I say, see, no. I was creating and sharing on social media, speaking about it. Oh, this is why. When it got to the color palette part, I was like, what if I use chrome texture with the color palette? As it's like, what if it wasn't a flat color palette? What if it was a textured color palette? How would that look like? And I posted it on our people were like, okay, let's see what it looks like. And I created it and I showed them and including a couple of samples. And they're like, oh, okay, this actually makes a lot of sense. Do you get? So that project got me whatever. And that came from me speaking about it. Do you get? And then there's marketing. Marketing on its own is different from branding. We know that, right? Marketing is you being a little bit more deliberate about your marketing effort, meaning that you are saying, where are my clients? Who are my target audience? And how can I position myself so that they can see me? And I don't even have to say, come and buy, come and buy, come and buy. There's a way that you will stand in the market that people will be like, that thing where they buy, I want to buy it. Nike will never tell you, oh, we are not selling shoe, come and buy our shoe, guy, patronize us. So they would never tell you that. What they do is that they will craft a story around something and share it in the corner of the market where you exist. They will tell your influencers, tell their story around how Nike, blah, 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 blah. There's this health drink that's called Bloom. I don't know whether any of you have seen it on TikTok. It's not in Nigeria, but I don't tire to see that product. What they did was that they reached out to micro influencers, like thousands of them, and they told them that don't do anything different from what you usually do, just your normal skits and everything, but just add the part where you take Bloom, put it inside water, turn it, and drink. Chicken now. In the comments, people are like, this product, I don't see everything. What's going on? Everybody's using Bloom, everybody's using. Let me even understand. That's marketing. That's marketing. So if you go to go and type on Google or ChatGPT and say, I'm a designer of this with many Kinikon. These are this is a Kinikon about myself and my body of work. How can I market things in a creative way? Yes. then you get people to talk about you. That's the last part. You can put someone to my point.
Okay, Ma, please, can I ask like a follow-up question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so okay, let's use the crayfish like as a case study, refining the crayfish. Now, if I am to refine crayfish, like I would generally know that oh, I'm supposed to like sieve it, take out the stones, remove the shaft, and then before I can even think of getting like maybe packaging like nylons and all of that. Now for
Mm,
putting it in the design context, right? For someone like me that doesn't have like an exact niche. And I think I really like the way you spoke about niche, right? Because that's something that has just crossed my mind that, oh, what if I don't even know if I'm better at logos than posters, right? And I don't exactly want to niche down, but I believe that if I work on my skills, I can be good all around, right? So, what are like the practical ways I can get myself to grow, even if I don't have like maybe gigs to work on, right? Is it that
mm,
I would just maybe sit down and say, okay, I'm going on YouTube to learn this particular thing? Because most times when I sit down, I'm like, okay, let me actually learn something. Let me dedicate this time to learning and development. I realized that I just spend the entire time thinking about where to start from exactly in the learning that I want to do because I don't exactly have like a niche or something. Honestly, so
So, personally, I'm not a fan of nature, right?
uh-huh.
I'm not nature at all. So, I want to say, oh, I will only be doing logo, I will only be doing this. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
What I do is I like to niche into ideas instead of into fields of business. So instead of niching into a field of business of branding or field of business of web design or whatever, I like to niche into the idea of African identity. So if I want to create a logo around an app that teaches you Yoruba language, do you get? If you want to create an entire website for African culture, you want to do motion graphics, explainer videos on the cultural implication of Ubuntu, or you want to create a color palette that encapsulates Eyo. Do you get? So niching into something doesn't always have to be, we can redefine it. It doesn't always have to be niching into graphic design. So what that means for you now is if you are niching into an idea like me and you're saying, oh, African identity, you can decide, I want to create an app that allows people in diaspora learn how to speak your or learn the meaning of Yoruba proverbs, for instance, or learn how to speak Yoruba. And you have Yoruba from Ekiti, you have Yoruba from Oshun, the one from Ibadan. Yeah, different types of Yoruba, right? What you now add as your learning and development, whatever, is maybe how to create apps, how to use Figma to create the app. Oh, I want to now build a logo for the app. Let me go and learn how to create a logo for this app. So it's not just casting a net into the wild and hoping that you catch a shark. It is you be like putting the thread right in within the needle. That this is the color of thread that I want to use for this particular thing. Now, whatever it is that you learn, let's say you want to create the logo for the app now. Whatever it is that you learn during the creation of that logo for that app is applicable to other logos that you create in future. Because not just learning it from a language perspective, we are learning how to create a logo generally. But that knowledge is useful now. So as you are learning it, you are applying. You are learning, you are applying. You are learning, you are applying. And it sticks with you longer. And then you finish that one, you're like, oh, let me create a brand identity around Ogi, or create a brand identity around Kulikuli, or let me create a website that or a game where Kulikuli is the main guy, or whatever it is you choose to create. Now you have like a world in front of you of many things you can create. But then the more you bring out those ideas, the more people to begin to put you in the box that this person, she like African things, or this person, she likes this particular thing, whatever thing you have decided to be known for.
This one very helpful. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, let me see if there are any other questions. This is almost 8:00. How can someone work on himself or herself to meet up timely delivery of task giving? I think I already explained that before. Learn time management, learn how to set boundaries for yourself, and learn how to manage projects from start to finish, right? Like literally, if you can take a short course on project management, on time management, those kind of things. So like that's part of the L&D now. You can say, I'm struggling with meeting timelines. Okay, let me go and do a quick Google course, free course on project management. So wake up in the morning, the first 2 hours of your day. Within 2 weeks, you are done. Now you can apply that knowledge both in your work and even on a large scale, right? So regarding the use of a particular framework, wouldn't it make your audience feel that you are using the same design pattern for all clients? Design pattern, I wouldn't make the design feel like, do you understand what frameworks mean? Framework does not mean that we're using the same template or you're using the same pattern or whatever, right? Framework means your process. Your process for how you create something. That's what the framework means. Please, ma'am, is the session recorded? I hope so. What else? What's your honest advice about this thing called knitting down? I don't believe in it. I mean, you get to a point in your life where you want to be known for something, right? But like I said, I prefer to niche into. I prefer to niche into an idea than to niche into a field of business. To say, oh, I want to be known as a logo designer. I want to be known as no. I prefer to niche into an idea. So, for instance, now, Chita, as an example, is known for creating typefaces. Right? I feel like if you get to a point where if he doesn't talk about typeface, people are not really interested. That's what I fear when it comes to niching. There's a time that if I talk about my personal life, nobody will send me because I always talk about design. Do you get? But now, I don't talk about things I want to talk about. I don't care. Do you get? So I prefer to niche down into an idea than into a field of business. Any other questions, please? Going once, going twice. All right, so I think that's the end of my shalaye today. And I hope that you guys have learned. If you want to be my student, I have a course too. Maybe only Esther get course for this place. Go to any of my social media. It's pinned in the it's pinned in all social media, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram. It's pinned everywhere. So go and check out the course. It's happening first week of February, and it's for 3 months. It's for 3 months. So it's going to be rich. It's going to be very, very practical. The last one that we did, there was a lot of English. This time around, I saw the design. If you know design, you go need outside or lie. Collect your money and go. You go design or lie. So, because I want a situation where when I'm done, it's not like I'm done. You will now go and take time and now watch the video and now do your own. Right there, right then. All of us go to do them together. I do one step, you do one step. I do 2 steps, you do 2 steps. So make everybody get sense. But yeah, that's all from my end though, Esther. And I hope that you guys learned a lot from my shalaye this evening. Let me go and find one word Thank you for your time, and God bless you. See you all at the top. All of us will sit down for top. That's it. Let me not lie to you. But shall I find one place? Just just find one place. All right. Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. I was just smiling here while you were speaking, and my notes is filled up. I literally have been jotting down a lot of things. Thank you so much. I'm going to watch this recording again and again and make sure that I implement everything, at least as much as possible, from what you've learned. And I want to believe that this is something that a lot of people have learned from as well. So I just wanted to say thank you. If you've gotten value, like, I mean, for me, these 2 hours was not a waste of time. It's something I believe that others would have had to pay for elsewhere, but we're getting it for free. And I really want to appreciate you, Ma. Thank you for the time. And to be honest, when I reached out initially, I was not so sure that I would get a response. And even after you responded, I was still doubting that, am I sure this is going to happen? So it really means a lot to me. And I sincerely appreciate your time. I hope when we call again that we'll be able to get this opportunity once more. Thank you so much. God bless you, Ma. We're so grateful. And personally, from the depth of my heart, I love you so much. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for being an inspiration. Thank you for always being willing to dish out value over and over again. And yes, for anyone that wants to, please, I beg you, get access to our course. This is something that would really help you. I'm also going to plan to be part of this next year. So I've shared the Linktree link here. Just click on it and then you get more details about the course. I've also shared the links to our pages. You can go on our pages, see the powerful designs that she has done, and that there's still so much more. So make sure you follow her across all platforms. And I just want to say thank you, Ma. I think we should release you. You really tried. Thank you so much, man. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I remain the host, Hester Akodo, and this is the last growth series for the year. It's going to be uploaded on YouTube so that you can just watch the replay and then, go over it over and over again. So thank you, everyone. I wish you all the best. Again, it's not enough to listen and hear. It is most important to implement and do. So make sure that if at all, out of everything she has said, is only one thing that you're going away with, make sure you do something with it for 2020. And don't wait until next year. It starts from now. So think about one key thing that you're going to start doing. For me, it is rest. I think from next year, I'll pay more attention to that from next year. So there may not be so many growth series so that I can rest. So thank you, everyone, and have the most amazing night. I wish you all the best. I pray 2026 will be favorable for you and that you'll finish this year well in Jesus' name. So good night, everyone, and I wish you all the best. See you at the top, like you said.